Hey, Bob from Acme Salt Company again. Today, going to do a really awesome dish, kalbi ribs or Korean style ribs. We're going to be marinating those, and they'll marinate anywhere from a day to 2 days or so with these things. They're thin, little short ribs for the most, the short plate itself. These are about a 1/4 inch cut or so. They are from here in near Etna, California. Matt and Rose run the Marble Mountain Meats Company. They do Akushi style beef there, and it's beautiful. If you look and see the marbling of these Akushi brand cattle, they're beautiful and it tastes really delicious. Today we're going to make the marinade itself. And so we'll start off with a little bit of brown sugar and some soy sauce that's right here. And we want to be able to heat this up in the pan itself. I'm going to dump it in there now. So you can see we're going to heat it up to liquefy the sugars that are inside of there with the soy sauce. And then from there we'll cool it down, and then we'll move on to the next part of it. So here we're into the pan we go, and just continues to give this a stir until you see it liquefy. It'll just become a nice little liquid. So what we're looking for is this. And you see in the pan itself, it's liquefied all the way. Beforehand, you see a slight brown tinge. Now it's all black because all the sugars have liquefied. So again, we're going to let this cool down. And once it's cool, then we'll start making the rest of the marinade. We've heated up to liquefy the brown sugar and the soy sauce, and then cool the mixture down. The main reason we're cooling it down is we do not want to start the cooking action with something warm inside the marinade itself. What we want to do is pull that flavor in, but again, this hot still, with everything added to it, will just superheat the meat inside of it, and that's what we don't want to do. So that's why this is chilled down. So we have it right where we want it now. Now we're going to add pineapple and pineapple juice. Some minced garlic, and then some diced onion. But also with that, I've added about a teaspoon or so of the Acme seed and salt mix, the Superior salt mix. We're doing that a little bit some to sweat the onions, to make them start to release some of their liquids and whatever else. This helps them break down a little bit faster in the blender. Okay. So now I want to liquefy this stuff, and then lastly we'll add the rice vinegar to it, but right now we don't want to mix that with this. We're going to puree all the big stuff, and we'll add this to it when it's done. Good and liquefied, ready to go. The last step will be adding the mirin wine. And we will give that a stir. So now it's just time to marinate these. I'm using a double Ziploc bag. Basically, this allows me to squish the meat a little bit, move the marinade around a little bit, instead of a layer on the pan itself. I like doing it this way. Again, easier for me to grab and to maneuver the ribs, keeping them going. So now we're just going to add the marinade. I'll close the top of this one. Okay, then like I said, all I need to do is give this a little push, and we're ready to go. This again, 24 hours is perfect, but it can go up to 2 days, up to 48 hours to really get the flavors inside of the meat itself. Here's our marinated kalbi ribs. We're gonna make something super delicious. We're gonna make some kalbi grilled Korean ribs. In a previous video, we've already marinated these. This has gone marinated about 24 hours or so. So today's the day we're going to cook them and get them going. So we'll start off with, again, a smoking hot pan. We're going to turn the pan down to about medium or so, and then we're going to grill them. Today I'm using a cast iron pan that has the grill marks already included in it. So this is a fast way to get them done on a charcoal grill or whatever you may have. Works really well, just as well. So again, we've marinated these for 24 hours. Now we're just going to cook them. They're going to take about 12 to 14 minutes or so total, as we put them on, about 6 minutes per side. Love that smell. Delicious. The soy sauce and the brown sugar comes up immediately on this deal. Again, we've had it on high heat, then we've reduced it down to medium for the most part too, to start putting some grill marks on it and start the cooking process. Again, about 6 minutes or so per side. That looks good. One of the bigger things with working with a marinade that has a decent amount of sugar in it is it can burn on us pretty fast. And so again, that's why we started off with high heat, turn it to medium, and then going from there. If you look now, we've got beautiful colors. And cooking the other side. Again, about 4 to 6 minutes or so until they're done. The great part about marinating them for 24 hours is it's continuously cooking them as they go along also, which shortens our cooking time here as well. Okay, they're done. Perfectly done. These kalbi ribs look great. We're going to take these off, and then we're going to hold them hot. I'm going to put these into the oven a little bit just to hold them hot while we make some stir-fried rice to go with the ribs themselves. Those look delicious. Great job. Again, 24 hours marination on them. Beautiful colors that go with it. They took, again, about 4.5 to 6 minutes or so on each side to get them done. So now we're going to do some fried rice. Using the Acme seasoned salt everyday all-purpose stuff. All we're doing is a quick little stir fry of the rice itself. Tip to remember is the leftover rice is perfect for the stir-fried part that goes with that. If you don't have any, you certainly can cook some. I'll put it on a sheet pan and let it cool down 20 minutes or so, and then it's ready to go as well. Okay. Otherwise, we're just going to start this off. We have a wok, and as you can see, it's getting nice and hot. Okay, so we're just going to work in stages. Basically, we have, as you can see, we have some ingredients to put into the rice itself, and we'll start with the eggs. What'll happen is we'll make something, we'll take it out, put it into a bowl until we get 3 or 4 of the components done. We'll stir fry the rice, and then we'll add everything back to it when we're done. Okay, so eggs in, and all we're going to do is just put some color on them and move them forward. So we cooked them, they're slightly dry, and out they go. We have sauteed the eggs and cooked those to ready to go. We're going to add just another touch of oil, basically, and then we're going to stir fry the carrots. So we're just working in steps, basically, layers, putting each one in as we go along to get to put some color in it before we'll add the rest of the rice and then finish it up. About a minute or so, we'll add a little bit of seasoned salt, seasoned salt mix to it, and then we'll move on with the ham. To keep in mind is there are some things that work super well for it, and that seasoned salt does great on any and all things. But in this case, with ham and then a little bit of soy sauce on the end, we're already adding salt to it. So we're just being careful on the amount of salt we're going to add as we go along. We're moving around a little bit some. We're making sure that it doesn't stick on us and slightly burn, so we don't want that to happen. So you see me moving it a bunch around. This looks pretty good. And so from here, we'll add the ham. By the way, as you can see, we're using a wok here. A beautiful made-in pan, beautiful wok. They do a great job on all their stuff. But it's not necessary. You can have a no-stick pan would work super well for something like this as well if you don't have one. Now the green onions, so we're stir frying those as well. Let them sit for a little bit so. Again, getting some colors on them as well. This infuses the flavors of the onion itself, putting it into the rice when we're done. Color-wise. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little tiny bit more oil because I'm about ready to add the rice. And get that oil nice and hot. This will help lubricate a little bit the rice itself as it cooks. And if you notice, I'm letting the pan heat up and get super hot before I add something, all of this rice to it itself. And the rice. I'm going to spread the rice around a little bit on the pan itself to create that heating action that goes with that as well. So if you notice, I'm kind of pushing the rice. I spread it out as wide as I could into the wok itself. Now I'm kind of bringing it back down again a little something because I'm going to go all the way across the bottom like that and lift it off as we go along. I make sure the rice is heated all the way through. When I'm done, we'll add just a little bit of soy sauce and then some peas to it, and it'll be ready to eat. Slight little bit of stickage on the bottom, which is fine. The starchy part of the rice is kind of catching on to that. I'm just making sure, again, the great part of having leftover rice is each kernel of rice is its own little grain, and that's good. That's how you want it to stay. It doesn't get starchy when we saute it or anything else. Partly why you want to use cold leftover rice. Once I add this, it'll all be over. That'll slow the cooking action down a little bit some and then stop that part of it. But the soy sauce adds a great element of some salt factor to it, and then the peas themselves. Well, if you notice, but I use frozen peas here. The cool part of that is they're frozen. As soon as they hit that hot liquid, they liquefy, right? The water comes out, which creates steam, and then lifts off a lot of the rice that's stuck along the bottom as goes with it, as a matter of fact, thus heating the peas at the same time. But dual action. So that works really well. This is good colors, it looks really good. Smells good. I'm just cooking this now to make sure that I see the peas are heated through, and then it's ready to go. Also, being the frozen part, they cook at the last second. They don't turn off colors, the peas don't. That looks nice too. Good deal, we have this in the pan right here. You'll add the egg as the last step. We'll break up the clumps of the egg itself to mix it in well. Okay, perfect, that looks really nice. Again, minimal stickage on the bottom, that looks great. Good colors all the way through and onto the platter itself. Arrange the ribs on the platter. Last but not least, we have some toasted sesame seeds, also some minced chives to go with that for some burst of color. And we happen to have some microgreens too. These look beautiful. I love these on Asian food. Kalbi ribs, Korean style ribs with stir-fried rice. We hope you enjoy.